What is up, everyone? Welcome to Money Talks. And man, we have a lot going on. We have a special guest today. I'll bring him on in a second. But first, I just want to talk about some things going on with all class and myself. I'm going to kind of speed through this, guys. I don't want to take away from our guest time. Somebody I've admire before I was even into wrestling, going to shows, watching them. He's been great to work with. So I don't want to take away from that. Some of you might know who it is, some of you might not. But first, I just want to talk about some new news, if you will. November 14th, Friday, on our own 3. So we have most of our shows booked for the year already. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Previously, some people would, when's your next show? And I'd worked with some venues that they wouldn't let me book a show until like a week after my last show or till you return the deposit. So with that being said, we are going to have this at the Oakland Expo Center, guys. This is in Waterford. It's a big expo center, kind of like if you've been to Birch Run, maybe a little bigger than Birch Run. I'm not going to use the whole thing. Obviously, all class isn't that big. I wish we could fill it up. I mean, I think it holds, I don't know how many thousands and thousands of people, but one day, that's the pipe dream. But, we're going to do our best, some sponsorships and have some people come in. But, also that day, Mr. One Night Only is back from his hiatus that he took handling business for the Money family. So he's back. And we share a November birthday, and he used to do a show. We were going to wrestle at his birthday show. We are not wrestling, so don't worry about that, guys. But it's going to be a dual birthday party. So it's a birthday party show for Mr. One Night Only and myself, more so for Mr. One Night Only. That's going to be his thing. And then afterwards, we are going to have an after party somewhere. Most people can probably tell it'll be at Overtime. One of our wonderful sponsors with our other venues at Boomer's Place, his other bar. So that will be Friday, November 14th. We already have some people confirmed for that. I'll make announcements probably pretty soon with that. But that's, on our own 3. And then obviously, our next show coming up, June 6th. It is also a Friday. Look at that card, guys. We have a lot of people booked. This isn't like our big show. I want on our own to be our big show, but Money Talks is special to me. It's the first show I was even involved with producing and promoting. So I like to give everyone a chance to be on it. We usually do a battle royal of some type. We've done a scramble matches. I like to just get everyone together, and people are like, oh, you're crazy booking all those people. But guys, this is what I like to do. People come, they help out. I like to put them on shows because I can't put everybody on every show. So I think we have 41 people booked, and we only have 9 matches. So, I mean, everyone's going to be doing a lot. So it's going to be a great time. I mean, just some of the people we have, Tommy Vendetta, MM3 right there. You have Zico. I'm just looking at the card, guys. Rafael Quintero from Chicago. Eric Surge, you guys have been seeing him on OVW. Sam Beal, J-Rock, Adam Wick, Jack Price stepped up for us. Grim Reality, DB, I could go on and on and on, guys. Just the card is stacked. I'm really excited to have it. Of course, our ladies are going to be there. Rachel and Leela and Pepper. So it's going to be a great card. A lot of debuts of some guys you guys haven't seen. So I am really excited about that card. Also, today we posted, had a little spelling error on it, actually. Shouts out to DBA for correcting it. And there's the bad one. I didn't put the good one up, but the new one online says All Class Independent Wrestling, not Indie Pin. So the program we use, if you don't type it out slow, it cuts it off if you type fast. So that's what happened there, guys. But we are having a ticket sale for Easter from April 1st to Easter. So it will stop on the 20th, but use the code Easter 2020 or 2025. I guess you would say that 2025. So Easter code, it's up there. That's $3 off each ticket, guys. Each ticket. So front row ticket, you buy one, and you do have to go in and sorry guys, you have to log into each show that's on the website. All of our shows are listed on our events page on our website, aciwrestling.com. Go to events. It's on there. You can buy tickets for each show. Just scroll down. But we're doing this for every show. So Money Talks, Wrestle Wave, Tournament of Champions, and on our own 3. So go on there, guys. Get those tickets. Save your people some money. Again, Easter 2025. All right, guys. That's all I really want to talk about. Kind of want to get pop back up. Kind of want to get started with our show. Again, I'm gonna bring him on. Here he comes. He's fixing his hair, looking good for you guys.
Trying.
No other than Tommy Vendetta. Guys, let me introduce this guy. This is the first guy, and I told him I'm gonna be really nice to him today. But when I started all class, this is the guy I said he has to main event my first show. He has to main event my first show. I've never thanked you for that, so thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Man.
I appreciate it. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm indulging in my post real world engagement. You know, like when I get back to Fort Vendetta and I get to be away from society. You know,
right? So put us in Tommy Vendetta's world. Like you one weekend you're in New Baltimore or you're in Waterford, and then you're in Europe. Like it's got to be crazy. It's got to be crazy.
Oh, it's yeah. I mean, it's definitely like it takes getting used to, and like by that I mean I'm still not used to it. I'm still catching up on my sleep and like all that.
Right.
From getting back from the UK, so like it's definitely not for like the faint at heart. Because like I mean, me and 3, we hit the road for the last 3 years together, pretty much like nonstop every single weekend. Before that, you know, like Darren was on the road with us also, like so he was with us every single time. And before all them, like it was me and Aaron O'Ryan. We were on the road every single weekend, either in Canada or somewhere in the Midwest. So like it's something that like if you're gonna do it, you got to be committed to it, and that's the hardest part because you miss out on a lot.
Right. How far out? Just maybe for you, how far out do you know your bookings?
I try and like for you or for like ICW, I try and get as many dates as I can as early as I can.
Right.
So that I can like cross check with everything and go, okay, these don't go double through, blah, 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 blah. So like I'm booked out right now through like August or September.
Wow.
And like usually as I start getting like about like 2-3 months out, like that's when I really start hunkering down and like, okay, let me get this weekend filled, let's do this weekend. Or I decide like, because now I'm at the point where like a weekend off is lovely, so sometimes right. Like I'll be like, oh, I don't have anything that weekend, I'm not gonna book anything that weekend.
Right. And somebody calls you. With that being said, I just we're gonna get into it a little bit, but you're known as, like, most people, I don't want to say you're known as because that sounds horrible, but you're a deathmatch wrestler. I know you're a real wrestler, and not that deathmatch isn't wrestling, but in people's minds, the common wrestling fan that don't know, they're like, oh, that's not wrestling. Yeah. Or when they first see it, they're like, ooh, like my family, I love it. I grew up, I love it. I love it. I was a tape trader. I loved it. Yeah. Right. So when they watch it, or we're watching it together, because they do watch, and they're like, oh, I like that person, I don't like that. But they're like, oh, gross. Oh, no. Mrs. Money can't believe you do that. Like when I showed her it, she was like, oh my God, no. I think she teared up. Like it was horrible. But, I want to run down the list of just some of the people that you've worked with, because I don't think they know. Masada, we just saw that, right? That was a great match. I got a list because I started like, which ones do I know? And I started writing them down. And I was like, I got to write down all of them, and I didn't get all of them, but Masada, Nick fucking Gage, like, I wish I'd have went to that. Like, I wish
It
I'd
was
have.
great. Being able to be in the ring, both of them, like those two dudes that you just mentioned are absolute legends.
Yeah.
Like love them, hate them, whatever you want. Like they're legends.
I love them.
Oh, 100%.
I've tried to meet him twice, and then he like no showed each WrestleCon. like the one in Detroit, I don't even think the motherfucker ever showed up. It was just like,
hey, when you're a legend, you make your schedule, dude.
He was like, fuck these guys. But Nick, Hoodfoot, John Wayne Murdoch, Schlack, Chuck Stein, you had a great referee the last time you wrestled, Chuck.
I did.
I'll tell that story in a minute. Madman Pondo, Remington, Eric Dillinger, Colby Carino, Homicide, Joey Janela, Trey Miguel, Matt Riddle, Carson Drake, Silas Young, Jason Hotch, Jack Price, Ren, Old School Jeff King, Shane Mercer, Rhino, Effie, Jake Something, Alex Shelley. I'll tell our viewers this. If you have not seen, go on Tommy's YouTube and watch the Alex Shelley Tommy match. Where was it? Was it Mr. Chainsaw?
Mr. Chainsaw Pro Wrestling.
Bro, go watch that match. It is great. And if you're a promoter and haven't watched Tommy or whatever, I'm going to say go watch that match because you will book him. It was a good match, but
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No, honestly. And I think your match with Carson was phenomenal too.
Oh, it's great.
I'll say this too. I don't care who gets mad at me. Don't work for me. You're the most over person in all class. Like the crowd is behind you. There's people that messaged me were so excited that when I announced you were going to be on, this episode, they were happy. You're very over in all class. So thank you for your hard work for that. But
thank you, man. Thank you.
We just ran down the list. Who's on your list? Who's on your list that isn't on this list?
Honestly, I'm kind of at the point where anybody who wants to, like, as far as people that I would like to work with, like specifically,
right?
I would have to say I'd love to work with Matt Tremont again.
Oh my god! How do I forget that?
It's a match that not a lot of people genuinely bring up, and because it was kind of a shotgun style. We went out. It was just balls to the wall, 10 minutes of absolute violence. So when you have it on the show that it was on, where I think that was the show that Hoodfoot won the American Death Match. So there was a ton of stuff that happened. It kind of got lost in it a little bit.
Right.
But I'd love to work with Matt.
Where's Don Holland when we need him?
Don. At this point, I'm convinced Don Holland runs my cage match. But no, man. I'd love another one with Matt. Anybody in GCW. I loved working there. It was a great time. So I definitely would love to go back. So anybody who wants it there. I'd love to wrestle Jason Hotch again, man. Everybody, we've wrestled 1,000 times, and everybody's got their own sort of story about what it is, which one was their favorite, all that. So I kind of want to do one. And this is kind of maybe just selfishly, I want to do one for me and him now. Right. We've done all these and done these different stories and stuff. So it'd be cool to just be able to hey, fuck you, we're gonna have a match. Because we definitely have a brotherly relationship. We love each other for sure. That's my dude. But end of the day, I'll fuck him up.
He didn't know me from Adam. and I hit him up and I was like, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" This and that, and he was 100% professional. Put on a great show with J Rock. Um, it was good. It was good, and I think that's the show you wrestled Silas. I
Yeah.
think so. Like
Yeah.
that card, those were two great matches, man. You,
Yeah, I
Jason,
loved working
Silas.
with Silas.
That was I didn't know. I knew, but I thought you guys had maybe worked together. And then when I started investigating, they're like, "No, you guys had never worked together." So I wanted to put that together. Um, I like the matches people see, but if I can put two people together that haven't been together, that's what I like to do.
Oh,
But
100%.
that match
100%.
was good.
Unique.
Like, here's why it was good, though. This is wrestling 101 for some people. You had an unfortunate incident with your animals, your dog and cat.
Yep.
You walked in 5 minutes before you were to go on, and you guys talked for like 4 minutes and went out there. I mean,
Yep.
it was you guys. That's great. That was
Dude,
awesome.
I mean, and always a shout out to Silas because he's a constant professional. Like if you're a young wrestler and you want to like get somebody and like start looking at film of somebody who's constantly good, like go watch any Silas Young match. Like you're not going to be disappointed. And the dude, it's constantly a great story. It's got its ups, its downs, its roller coasters. The crowd's involved. Like the dude is he's one of the best. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he's great. He's great to me. The thing is, I don't want to tell his business, but he's moving out of Michigan, going back home. So that sucks for Michigan.
That does suck.
That sucks for Michigan unless you're on the west side, because I think he's going back home, so I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying?
For
Being
sure,
around
for
family and things like that. So you got to respect that. It just sucks for Michigan wrestling, but
yeah.
Hey, let's talk deathmatch for a second. When's the next time somebody can see you?
In a death match?
Yeah. You booked through September, so I know you got something crazy probably in the
this weekend.
Where are you at this weekend?
Friday, Saturday. Friday, we got ICW Detroit. It's me versus Briar Wellington, JJ Allen, and Chuck Stein. So I plan on taking a staple gun and putting it to something. That's just kind of always my energy.
Pour the gas into that weed whip, man.
Oh, hell no, dude. The second I hear it, I'm hiding under the ring. I don't care. People can say whatever they want. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm hiding under the ring until I hear it's out of gas, and then I'm going to slip in, roll up, 1, 2, 3, we're out of there, dude.
It's a story. We don't even need to go, guys. So this weekend, awesome.
And then Saturday, I'm in Chicago. It's me and Shaza McKenzie in a death match.
Oh wow!
So last time I worked with Shaza was at a Mr. Chainsaw show, non-death match. So she's in my world now. Just saying, I don't discriminate.
Right. So with deathmatch comes risk, right?
100%.
What's some of the injuries you've had? You posted on some of your social medias. Go ahead and tell us about them.
Let's see. Recently, I lopped a good chunk of my ear open, like damn near off. And yeah, there it is. That's gross. Disgusting. I mean, my girlfriend's looking at me right now, shaking her head. She's like, she told me I should have gotten it stitched up, and I was like, yeah, but like,
oh, you should have.
I glued it though. Like, isn't that cool?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So that one was probably like one of my worst ones, like recently.
Mm-hmm.
I had one. I mean, the one where my back gets cut up anytime I have no shirt on. I get some pretty. Yeah, there it is. That was King of the Kill. This last one, Schlack. You know, every now and again you run into. This is something my dad always said when I was younger. He's like, you might be big and tough and like a badass, but like every now and again you're gonna run into a buzzsaw of a human being, and like that's the best way I can describe Schlack. Is like if you're in a wrestling match with him, it's a buzzsaw. Like, he just doesn't stop. I hit that dude with 3 pile drivers. He kicked out at 1 and got, what's up? Kicked out at 1, got right up, and Gonzo bombed me, and I thought I died. Like,
Wow. So, the injuries, the ear, the back, is it worth it? Is it worth it for Tommy Vendetta?
oh, 100%. Like, there's definitely a lot of days, and I'm sure my girlfriend's gonna nod her head yes when I say this. There's some days where I'm like, I'm like on the road, and I'm like, hey, so I'm never gonna wrestle ever again. I quit. This is the worst. I don't know why I've done this for 7 years. This is a horrible decision. So there's points in time where like that'll happen, and then there's points like this where like I get to like sit down and kind of like take a breath and like look back through it all. And then it kind of gives you that reignition as like, oh, this is why. Like, okay, I get it now. So, yeah, long story short.
Yeah. So take us back. I have a picture of you, and I want to go way back.
Hell yeah.
I'm just trying to embarrass the hell out of you with this one.
Do it, man.
You're good.
It's nothing I haven't posted myself.
So this kid,
handsome, bro.
This kid right here, look
that
at
guy
it
right there.
He could have been in the Money Family.
Let me tell you.
He could have been in the Money Family. Look at him. The blazer. It don't show, but you got the gray dress pants on.
Dude, and it looks like if you look in between my hands, I'm clearly holding like a slightly deceased finger is what I think it is. I have no idea what it is. I think it's like a sausage or something like that.
A cigar.
Dude, I was out there mafia bossing it, dude. Bro, that's a mafia boss when he's on vacation right there.
And there's some granite or something in the back. Oh yeah, dude. You were in like the Gotti mansion in this picture.
Oh, dude. That was 100%. My godfather is John Gotti, dude.
There you go. See? They started boxing, maybe they'll start wrestling. Who knows?
There it is, dude.
But tell us about, did you love wrestling as a kid? Tell us like the Tommy Vendetta as a kid, and when did wrestling like you were like, okay, I'm going to do this, or did you always have
100%. Dude, I was always around it. Like my dad was a firefighter, and he had a like this little finger puppet thing that he had like put on his jacket, and it was stone cold. So like every time I'd go to like see him at work or something, like I would see that. We'd watch wrestling whenever I could. Like my mom didn't want me to watch it at some point because like for obvious reasons she didn't want this to happen. But not that she doesn't love it now, but so I was always around it, and then for a minute when I went into the Marine Corps, I kind of like got away from it because you're just busy all the time. So I didn't really have time to like sit down and watch it. I like kept up with it, and then when I deployed, I was on ship, and one night I think it was 2015 Survivor Series. Roman Reigns had just won. The confetti was falling. He was the champ, and then Sheamus brogue kicks him, cashed in, and stole the title. And like it's like 2:00 in the morning or something. I was up for like mid-rats where you get like food in the middle of the night. And I was just watching it by myself, and that was like my moment where I was like, "Fuck this, dude! Like, I'm gonna do this." Because I was like, when I get out, I'm 22. I'm still young. Like I'm in the prime of my life. This is what I was saying at the time. So then I went out and got my training, and Nick Zero, shout out Nick Zero.
He just told you to eat shit in a private message.
Yeah, Nick Zero, dude. Just you wait till June 6th, man, because I don't see him anywhere else. He doesn't travel anymore. But but Nick Zero, Ace Evans, big shout out to Ace Evans, and Aaron Orion were like my 3 initial trainers, and then Aaron kind of took me under his wing, and that's why I always joke that like I came from his ball sack, because like he's my dad. Because if you watch, like, there's matches you could watch of Aaron and I tagging, where like we roll into the ring at the same time, the exact same way. We get up the exact same way. We do the same exact pose. It was like I was a carbon copy. It's like when you're creating a new character and you're like copy pre-existing character, and then
Right.
you do that with the move set, but you just like change the like look.
Right.
And so like I owe like basically everything to Aaron, because like without him I would have probably I would have sucked.
All right. He's somebody I haven't had on the show yet.
Dude, he'd be a really, really good one.
I'd like to get him on. I just don't like using a lot of the same people Dad does, just because I don't want to. I'm trying to get away from that stigma, and I have some people that I've said, "Hey, when you get cleared or whatever, come on through. I'll let you." But I just try to stay away from it. But I love Jack Price, but that's one of the reasons why I didn't book Jack Price until this show.
Yeah, I will say I definitely get where you're coming from. But I do love me some Jack Price, man. That's my black diamond right there.
I do too. And some of it I just got to look past, and I think we've separated enough where people don't say,
for sure,
and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm sure I want to be separated from Dad, and Dad wants to be separated from me. So it is what it is. But no, we definitely need to get him on the show.
For sure.
Yeah, I see him all the time. So yeah. Speaking of the next show, you and 3 against the current tag team champions TFG, who had like a year-long run with Grim Reality, and those matches were great.
100%.
I'm excited for that match. That was the first match we actually announced.
Sorry about that. I jumped the gun a little bit.
No. I
got a little bit hot and heavy at the end of that last one.
Yeah, came on, interrupted me. I came out and had to interrupt you because you thought you were getting the title. You can't take it off Nick. Can't take it off Nick.
Oh, I'll get him. Don't worry.
Oh no, can't do that. But no, that's going to be a great match. I like the tag team division. We have a lot of deep tag teams, I feel. So
100%.
I don't mind investing in it. I think it's different. A lot of people, you might have 1 or 2 tag matches. I think the tag team match, Grim and TFG, have main event the show numerous times. So you guys will go out, and kill it. I'm sure of it. Have you
100%.
Have you ever worked with any of them?
Nope.
So
not that I can remember. I mean, I do get hit in the head sometimes. So I did forget.
I don't know. I've been with them since I started, but yeah, you and 3, that's gonna be great. I'll just say this about MM3. I love that dude. Like,
I love him.
So my karate instructor has a relationship with DBA's father.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so we used to do security for them. So I remember when he was a baby, like little, like before he was even working. He is the hardest dude to get a hold of. You might be
harder than me, and that's saying something.
You might be
very difficult.
You're probably the second hardest person to get a hold of. Like, I can't believe we're actually doing this. I'm like, man. But I get it. I mean, you're busy. You got a life. You got a girlfriend. You got a cat. Like, I see the cat.
I also I smoke a lot. So and sometimes like I'll look at it and I'll respond. Really? I'll respond here, but like my fingers won't move, and I'll go, all right, I'll get to that one in a minute, and then I'll go do 18 things, and then I'll forget all about it. Like I haven't even shown you. I haven't shown you yet. My girlfriend was giving me shit a couple days ago because I had 437 unread text messages.
Oh my God.
A lot of them are like DoorDash deliveries and stuff like that.
Do you have a different alert for her so you know it's her?
Oh, well, she's got the emojis by the name.
Okay.
So like,
you see that?
Like when I see the emojis, then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, don't respond to that. You'll be in a real death match when you get
She's nodding her head.
She knows, see?
Oh, man. But no, so like 3 is definitely, but he's the same as me. Like when he What's
I'll
that?
call his dad. I feel like I'm a snitch. I'll be like, hey, can your dad or can you get your son to fucking respond to me? Like he was like, good luck.
Oh yeah, I mean DBA ain't. They're two peas in a pod sometimes. You know, he gets it.
Right. But no, I think you guys have a great. You talked about the chemistry with you and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the the whole chemistry with you two are great. Like if I was watching wrestling, I would never think you and him are going to go together. Like I don't get, I wouldn't have got it. But then you guys get in the ring and it's like fuck. It's great. It's magic.
Oh, for sure.
How long have you guys been tagging together? And how did your guys' relationship form?
Me and three.
Yeah.
So I met him like basically right when I started wrestling. We actually were in a tag match. I'll take you back to 2018. It was us versus the Nomads, and it was the first time me and three had ever tagged together. We were like jokingly calling ourselves MMV, and like just silly like crap like that, not even realizing what we were like gonna eventually turn into.
Right.
And then we tagged that match. I actually knocked myself unconscious during that match. It's a good match though. Like if you watch it back, it's still solid. Um, and then we didn't tag for a minute, and then we were in a fatal four-way at Horror Slam. It was me, MM3, Jason Hotch, and Jack Price. And this was probably like 2022, 21. And like it was a really solid fatal four-way, and like the crowd gave us a pretty solid ovation at the end of it. And like we got on the mic and we were kind of like, these are like the pillars of Michigan Indies right now. Like it's these guys in the ring right now. And then when Malcolm and I started traveling a little bit more with ICW and stuff, people were like, do you guys tag? And we were like, of course we tag. Like, because if anybody asks you, do you do this in wrestling? Yes, you do. Like, so we started tagging and we called ourselves the Pillars. Also, shout out to the OG Pillars. What else, Iki boy? Shout out to the OG Pillars, the Canadian dudes, Tarek and Brent Banks. Who I knew as the Pillars back in the day, so I also wanted to shout them out. But yeah, that's essentially how we became a thing. And like, even before that, like there was a time when like me and him just went to like a jump zone like together and like hung out and like, so we've been friends for a long ass time. He's one of my best friends.
That's cool, man. I got some people like obviously Tango Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, even though I just yelled at his ass. Nick, obviously, but those guys, I talk to them daily, and I love them guys. It's all love. But dude, I just realized something when you said jump zone.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we should have did this shit at my house. I forget how close you lived to me. You could have
Oh,
been like,
I'm out in Flint now.
oh, are you? You're not.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I haven't seen you at Kroger's, man.
Dude, as I'm saying, I bounce around, dude.
Man,
I'm here now though. This is my home. I got stuff on the walls. We got little plant thing over here.
I thought that was greens growing up the wall.
Hey, I mean, you never know. That might be in a different corner.
Don't rate them. Don't rate them, FBI. No, man, you're like you got the girlfriend, the cat, the home.
Dude, I got like we're about to have 5 cats up in here. So
man, can I tell you something?
Yeah,
don't get mad at me. I don't like cats.
Dude, see, I used to not really be like a big fan of cats. They grow on you though. Like so, my cat Smoothie. I've had him since like 2019, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he's basically me. Like whenever I get frustrated with him, I like sit there and I'll look at him and I'll be like, God, dude, it's like it's literally like looking at a fuzzy little mirror, and I hate it. Like, because it's made me so much more self-aware of the things that I don't like about myself.
I'll be honest with you
Uh,
though. My daughter came home from college.
uh-huh.
She brought a cat home, and I was like, "This fucking cat's not coming to our house." Blah blah blah. And they got me at like Thanksgiving, and like she brought it, and I was so pissed. And she keeps it in her room for the most part. It's tore our carpet up. Whatever, we'll get
Mm-hmm.
it fixed. But it comes downstairs, and it's like I'll pet it, and it's cool. So it's growing on me, but I'm a dog person, so like I get it, But cats, I can see
Cats,
you. I
cats
can see
teach
you
you
being a cat.
patience, man.
I see your spirit animal's a cat. I can see it.
Oh yeah,
I can
because
see it.
I'm a spicy little asshole. Like, and that's basically what cats are. Is they just walk around in a constant state of like, hey, like we're cool, but like if you died, I'd eat you. So
Right.
just know
Um.
that.
So we just announced our new show. I don't know if you could hear the
Oh
pre-show.
yeah, for sure.
Um. We just got the Oakland Expo Center. That's going to be huge. So check your booking. We want to have you on the show Friday, November 14th. Let us know. Get back with us.
For sure, man.
100%. Every show you're on, like I said, you're the most over person in all class.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
And then I really want Darren to manage you guys at the show, just because the fact I want a picture in this bar when you walk in. Over the bar, they have like a sports scene, and it's Darren, and then there's Darren with the turtle. And I'm like, fuck, he has to stand on the bar and take his picture with that. He
Yeah,
has.
I'll ask him. I'll ask. I was supposed to see him the other day. I'm gonna see him tomorrow, though. I know for sure.
Yeah,
So I'll
find
have
out.
an answer for you by tomorrow.
Just because I think that I have a memorabilia room. So that's
for
something
sure,
I
dude.
just want it for the memorabilia room. So when it's all said and done, I'm old. I always say, like, why do you collect all that shit? I mean, I got belts. Because when I'm old and retired in Florida, I'm going to sit at a flea market and tell stories about the shit when I'm bored and sell it to people for $10.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because I'm almost 50. So, I
Dude.
got to do something when I'm retired. But we talked about where we can see you next this weekend. So I won't see you this weekend. I'll be at XI. Might come Friday. Might come Friday though.
Oh
Depends.
yeah, dude.
She don't like the deathmatch stuff, man. She does not like watching you. Like, I made her go to the Masada. I was like, you want to go? You want to see it? No, he's gonna get hurt. I don't want to see it. But because she's a fan. So but that's this weekend. We talked about that. Anything you'd like to say to the people, man?
Honestly, in terms of like wrestling people, be grateful what we got right now, because like there was a time where it was one thing and nothing else. So like having the ability to choose between like WWE, AEW, ROH, the IWTV, YouTube, like Instagram Shorts, where you can literally get like a whole highlight reel. Like there's so many people that get out there and they just like they bitch and complain about all of it, and like they just whine about wrestling to whine about wrestling, and it makes it hard to like give a shit. I'll say for me, it's specifically like when people just constantly are whining about stuff and when they don't actually understand but they think they do. It's like sometimes it's better to just sit back and let it unfold, like
Right.
sit back and maybe not critique things so much and just watch, be a fan, because like that's why we all were doing this in the first place. Like that's why I became a wrestler. I was watching Roman Reigns lose in the most brutal way to Sheamus, who was like mega heel at the time. It was when he was doing the braided beard and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what made me want to be a wrestler. So like I'll still watch it and mark out to wrestling. I don't care. Like people always like frowned upon it in the past, like marking out for wrestling and stuff. And like now it's starting at least in the wrestling community, like locker rooms and stuff, you're like, it's not as like looked down on, I would say. Like people are like, yeah, mark out with your friends, take those pictures and stuff like that, which you love to see. I just wish the fans would slowly get that same perspective. You know, the IWC, what's that, the Internet Wrestling Community or whatever. They gotta calm down, smoke a little, take a breather. That's that's the best advice I can give anybody.
Right. So I kind of want to end that note. I forgot one thing, man. I can't believe we forgot it. I forgot it. You forgot it. But you guys heard that little piece of advice, little tidbit. June 6th, Tommy's going to be doing a seminar at Money Talks 3. I believe it starts at 4:30. We're going to go probably about an hour. We'll go right up almost before doors open. And guys, he is doing this for $15. I've been to seminars. I've been forced to go to seminars that were $25.
Oh, yeah.
So, this is going to be great. You want to go over what you're going to go over a little bit, give an itinerary, and then we can jump off here. I wanted to
keep sure, man.
Of your night. You got the beautiful lady with you. I don't want her mad at me.
Oh no, we're just waiting. We're getting dinner after this, so she's just ready for that. I am too. But no, essentially like the one thing specifically like in Michigan wrestling that you see a lot of, you see an immense just a crap ton of talent, like sheer raw ability in ring. But like there's a lot of like people who have trouble like bringing that character out. Like being a little bit more of themselves, or like the character they want to be in the ring. They're a little bit more reserved. So a lot of it's going to be about that. I'm going to touch a little bit about like just kind of how to like protect yourself while you're wrestling. Because a lot of guys get really banged up sometimes because they don't know like these little itty bitty things that you learn throughout like wrestling. So little things like that. One thing I wanted to like talk to people about, hardcore wrestling is like a big thing now, and like deathmatch wrestling and all that. So just a couple of things to go over to like, if you want to like venture into that or like do more hardcore stuff, like here's some things you should like do and be prepared for and all that. So it's a lot of it's going to be that, but I want to do some in-ring stuff. I want to like see how they present themselves in the ring. Up to like an entrance type deal, because that was stuff that I struggled on for a long time, like playing to a camera and like making sure you hit those marks and things like that. So a little bit of stuff like that, and then probably just a lot more. I think MM3 might also join me. So if he's there, I definitely want to talk about some tag stuff. So yeah, tons of options.
Awesome. And thank you for picking us to host your first seminar.
Dude, thank you for letting me, man. I appreciate it.
And we had talked about it for a while, but the venues and the time frames I was on, but no, I'm glad, we're able to do it, and it's gonna be great. Again, guys, Friday, June 6th, Money Talks 3, 4:30. We might change that time because going over the itinerary, we might need a little more time, but right now, 4:30 till 5:30. I believe the doors open at 6:30, so we got some time. We might be all right. Again, guys, $15. Don't pay me. We're going to collect the money at the door, or when you guys come in for the seminar. So some people have already asked, like, hey, can I buy a ticket? How are you doing it? Put my name down. I said, just show up, guys. Just show up. $15. Come learn. That's cool, man. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
No, man, I appreciate it. I wanted to keep it a half hour. We went a little bit over, but maybe we'll have you on again because I really wanted to understand the history of Death Threat Army.
Like hell yeah, dude! I'll talk to Aaron and see if there's a time where like me and him can both hop on here.
That'd be cool.
And we can, and maybe even Jack Price if he's available, and we can kind of give you like a rundown on it because it was them first, and then I came along way later. So like there's a deep history.
Right. So I mean that'd be great. But again, man, thanks for your time. We appreciate you, man. And good luck this weekend if I don't see you. I'll see you, man. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll see you later, dude. Take care.
All right. So that, guys, that's Tommy. How cool was that, guys? I'm excited about the seminar. Letting us host it. I mean, that's special. But you guys, $15, take advantage of it. He just spit a little bit of knowledge on you guys, just a little bit. Great performer. You guys saw the list of the people he's been with. Guys, seriously, as soon as you watch this, go watch the Alex Shelley match. That is a great match. Shows really great ring work. The whole kebab. But thanks for joining us, guys. We have a couple podcasts scheduled. Again, I'm trying to go every week. But this was great to get Tommy on, and we have some other great people lined up. And we might actually, tomorrow we're actually recording Tango's first podcast. I don't know if I'm on it. I don't know if I'm just directing it, but it should be me. So, guys, thank you. And watch Tango Unchained. That will be coming out. And that's it, guys. Guys, have a good week. If you're wrestling this weekend, be safe. And remember, guys, sometimes it's hard for me sometimes, but remember why you do it. Remember why you do it, and just have fun with it, guys. That's my advice. So I'll see you guys, and thanks for watching.